It's time for another year of snowblower fun. So this year, I'll tell you what was going on with the snowblower. I was putting it in gear and it was like chugging or it wouldn't really go. And then I had to hold the handle like slightly just to get it to go a little bit. So I did the hard work for you. I pulled it apart and underneath, I figured it was the friction disc. So I cleaned that shit off, that big shiny plate right there. And then I cleaned off the friction wheel, the little rubber thingy. Right there. Friction plate, friction disc, oiled it, greased it, all that shit, and nothing. So then I said, maybe it's the belt. This was the belt I have. And it is a V-belt type 34 blah blah blah. So what that means, it's a 34-inch belt. And then I double checked and said maybe the belt's too loose, because when I took the back plate off I could see the friction disc was spinning because the motor spins here, the crank. It's smaller, spins the big disc, which is bigger. Faster here, slower there. Thing's always spinning. And then I checked the belt and I pulled off the belt, and then I double checked this pulley, which was loose the first year I had it, and ate the belt up because the belt wasn't sitting straight in there. And then I checked this bolt here, and long story short, this little tab here, so this is what puts tension on your belt. So you take this off of here and it sits under there, and then as you pull up it gives this little pulley right here, that one. It's already under tension over, but it gives it just a little more tension where you lift it up and over. Let me see if I get in there. Up and over this nut. Ow. Poking my finger. So by doing that, inside of this little metal bracket here, which is this bracket here, the way it works is it's a little rounded U-shaped clamp, and one end sits on the bottom, one sits on the top. Well, this top one right there was too loose. It was too squeezed in. So basically all I had to do was, even though I changed the belt, was take this piece off, just take the belt off, pull off the whole pulley, and then take the spring that's there and stretch the spring out wider so that when I put it back together and I close it and loop it up, it's tighter there, because it's not like that now, it's like that now, so it goes to there as opposed to going to there, which wasn't giving it enough tension. And it works now. So before you start pulling off everything or changing your belt or changing your friction wheel, easiest thing to do is take these two bolts off the top, lift this cover off, check this spring piece, take those two bolts off, pull off this pulley, check that spring, stretch it out a little wider, then put it back in there so it sits with the one on top of the lip. And then as you pull it up over that bolt and put it in, it's going to put more tension on this pulley here, which is going to keep the belt tight, and it drives really good now. So my pain is your gain, right? My pain is your gain. Covered a little hole here that blocks the air, shoves the air in, puts more air in, shoves the air in, put the air. Don't just hit anywhere on the primer, always hit there on the primer. Anyway, this is on run, it's on choke, it should start right up because it's somewhat warm. Half pull. Oh, you're gonna make me a liar? I'll give you more gas. Oh, what's fucking happening here? So fast now it does wheelies. Alright, that's my 5-minute tech tip update for the Troy-Bilt 208cc 24-inch blah 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 snowblower. Peace out.